very grateful to Ramanath Prabhu and his family, Sudarshan Chakraprabhu also. They very kindly invited me to come and have the darshan of all the Vaishnavas in New York. So I'm very lucky today to have your darshan.
We're lucky to have you.
It is for 3 days we want to discuss Gaura Lilamrita, the nectar of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ishachi Putra Patra Surupam Rupam Tasakacha Muripurim Maturim Koshvati Radha Kundaram Oh Radhika Madhvasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Sri Guru Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Himabhadvyaschavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Chilpastaka Amari Koram Kamadi Rita Mahikam Sharanam Prabandha Vrindenu Masti Chanaravinda Vrindenu Masti Chanaravinda Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Hey Krishna Hey Yadava Hey Saketi Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Sham Sundar Skandashikar Smaha Sumurali Manara Radhikar Sakamama Kripaniti Supriya Charna Kinkurin Kurum Tuvevasmi Na Jivami Toyavana Iti Vikyaya Devi Tam Namam Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmati Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtota Rasata Sri, Rupa Anuga Acharya Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev to Srila Prabhupada and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpaturvasa, Upasandura, Puritanam, Pavanityu, Vaishnavi. Our great Acharya, Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, he has prayed, Kala Kale Balina Indriya Vairi Varga, Shri Bhakti Marga Hiyakantaka Koti Ruddha, Ha Ha Kwayami Vikala Kimaham Karomi, Chaitanya Chandra Yadi Nadya Kripam Karosi. Now it is Kali Yuga. Kalakali Balina Indriya Vairi Varga. And we have so many enemies. What are those enemies? Our own mind and senses. The mind and the senses in Kali Yuga of the living beings has become very strong, very powerful, and very difficult to control. At the same time, the only path to attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord is Bhakti. But Sri Bhakti Marga Hiyakantaka Koti Ruddha. Millions of thorns are covering the path of Bhakti. That means, in this Kali Yuga, so many different types of deviation. Au Bau Karta Bhajan Ada Daravesha Sai, Sahaja Saki Betki Smarta Jako Sai, Akibari Churadari Gauranga Nagari, Tota Kari, Eitera Sangi Nahikari. 13 different types of apasampradayas, misunderstandings about bhakti, deviations from the true teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They have covered the path of bhakti with so many thorns. It's very easy for devotees to be misled, to become confused. Then what will we do? Ha ha Kwayami. Alas, alas, where will I go? Chaitanya Chandra Yadi Nad Kripam Karosi. Where will I go and what will I do? My mind is very disturbed. If, O Chaitanya Chandra, you will not give your mercy to me today. O Gauranga Mahaprabhu, please, give your mercy to me today. Everyone say, O Gauranga Mahaprabhu, give your mercy to me today. Yes. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur is crying out and showing us the path. Ha Gauranga, ha Gauranga. Griya Baba Netitake, ha Gauranga Boledaki. Srila Narottam Das Thakur said, if anyone is crying, ha Gauranga, I want that person's association. Because they are very fortunate persons. Because Mahaprabhu, he's so kind. How kind is Mahaprabhu? Patra vichar namnan kuruteina swam param vikshate deha vimashiko nahinava kala pratiksha prabhu sajjo yasravanekshana pramana dhyanadina dolabham date bhakti rasam sa eva bhagavam gaura param megati. How merciful is Mahaprabhu? Patra vicharanam nakurute. He never distinguishes whether the person is qualified, a fit recipient for mercy or not, whether you're patra or apatra. He never distinguishes. You know that Krishna, he's not like that. Krishna said very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yataman prapadyante tanks tataiva bhajamyaham. I do business with you tit for tat. Krishna said, as you surrender to me and the degree you surrender to me, then to that degree I reciprocate with you. So Krishna he's very careful. He looks, what kind of qualification do you have? Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami has said, Muktim dadati kahichit smana bhakti yogam. If someone worships Krishna to get liberation, then very easily he'll give liberation. But to give bhakti, no. He'll check you first very carefully. So this is Krishna's nature. Krishna makes some vichar about the eligibility of the person. But more merciful than Krishna, Vacham Vachikami to date Bhavato Nama Surupa Dvayam. There are two forms of Krishna. One in his, here he is, Radharaman, his Surup, and the other form is Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So these two forms, they are non-different. But still there's some speciality, and that is that the holy name of Krishna is more merciful than Krishna himself. The holy name will not consider a person is qualified or unqualified. But holy name will make one consideration. If you have made aparad. Bahu janmi jari kori swarga kitang tabutan apai Krishna paripremadan. A person may chant Hare Krishna for thousands of births and they still don't get Krishna prema. Yeah? Why? Because of some offenses from this life and previous lives. So the tears don't flow from the eyes. But Chaitanya Nityananda nahiye sabavichara na lale premadena bahya sudha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they don't make this consideration. If anyone will take shelter of them and chant their names, then very soon all their offenses go away, their heart melts, and tears of love begin to flow from their eyes. So Mahaprabhu is very merciful. Patra patra vicharanam na kurute, na swam param vikshate. He never sees if you are friend or foe, if you are for or against. Deya vimashko. He never thinks, what I am giving, should it be given or not? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving such a prema that was never given before. This prema is so high, it's very difficult to imagine, even for Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva and the Devatas. Yo Brahma, Shuka, Vishwanarada, Mukhya, Alakshitana, Sahasa, Purushasatasya. Very difficult for the four Kumaras, for the Dwadash Mahajans, the 12 Mahajans. Very difficult and rare. Atyanta Durlabha Prema, Karibaridhan. Extremely rare prema is given. Should it be given or not to the lowest people in Kali Yuga? In Kali Yuga, the consciousness is so low. Practically, we are so fallen, we cannot fall any further. Only we can roll to the left or roll to the right. This is the difference. But Mahaprabhu, Deha Vimasha Kopi Nahiba Kala Pratiksha Prabhu, Mahaprabhu never thinks, or should it be given or not? He gives the highest love of all. He gives Radha Dasyam, the service of the lotus feet of Radhika. Kala Pratiksha Prabhu, he never considers what time it is. Maybe you should give the highest love in the highest age, Satyug. Mahaprabhu doesn't care. He comes in Kali Yuga and gives this highest prema for Radha and Krishna. It's very difficult to realize Bhakti Rasa by hearing, chanting, remembering, giving pranam, doing meditation. But still, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives this immediately to those who surrender to him. And even to those who don't surrender to him, he runs after them. Mayam regadeyata ipsitam anvadavad. He's running everywhere when he appears in this world, all over. From Bengal to Puri, Puri to South India, Vrindavan, Kashi. He's going everywhere. Mayavadis, impersonalists, all very against bhakti even. And he's giving prema to them also. So how kind is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. So when Mahaprabhu comes to this world, he establishes the Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan by his own example. Krishna said, Apani karimu bhakta bhava angikai, apani achari bhakti shikamu sabai. I will come into this world and I will accept the mood of a devotee and I will teach everyone how to practice bhakti by my own example. What did he do? Very loud Harinam Sankirtan, everyone dancing and singing loudly. So that's why we are doing this also. We are not like Buddhists meditating on a Vipassana silent retreat. No. Loudly singing and dancing with enthusiasm, glorifying Sri Krishna. Mahaprabhu showed by his own example. So Yuga Dharma Pravataimu Nama Sankirtan Charibhavu Bhakti Diya Nachamu Bhuvan. He said, I will spread Nam Sankirtan everywhere and make the whole world dance, realizing 4 moods of devotion, Dasa Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. But especially, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Nitya Nikunja Seva of Radha and Krishna. Following the maidservants of Shrimati Radhika, like Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari and others. He came for this. But to attain that, one has to actually worship Mahaprabhu, Sachinandan Gohari. Many persons, they worship Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But what will they receive? There is some consideration to be made. Consider this. Sri Uddhavji, in Srimad Bhagavatam, he said to Vidura, Swashanta rupe shitaras rupe abhyajamanas anukampitatma pravaresho mahad anksayukto ajopijato bhagavanyatagni. This verse is very important. First of all, Uddhavji is saying, Oh my Lord, Swasanta Rupa, you have peaceful forms. That means you're pure devotees. Pure devotees are one form of Krishna who also appears in this world. So they're called Swarup, Swarup, Swasantarup, your form of pure and peaceful devotees. Itara Swarupaya. And then you have, there are forms of demons. It's true. There are many demons in this world, really. Even now. And making so many problems. Is it true? Yes. Many problems, it's true. But here Uddhav is saying, don't become involved in political things. Now it happens a lot today that devotees, they become so absorbed in all the problems and things going on in the world, they forget about Radha Krishna Seva. So don't do this. You think you are the first persons who lived in a time of upheaval? At the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Goswamis, there was war everywhere. India was not even one country, it was many, many small countries. Nawab Hussain Shah was invading Orissa with a big army and fighting against Pratapurja Maharaj. Well, Pratapurja Maharaj was fighting in the north against Nawab Hussain Shah, another king from Vidyanagar attacked from the south. Like this. And Pratapurja Maharaj's son was killed in that battle. So in this way, at the time of our Goswamis, there was war going on everywhere. This is why Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, when they were walking from Puri to Vrindavan and going different places, they would go empty-handed with nothing in their pockets. Sanatan Goswami's servant, Ishan, he had one gold coin. Sanatan Goswami told him, take your coin and go home. Don't come with me. Why? Because you have some money, then at this tumultuous and dangerous time, anyone will kill you for it. If you have nothing, everyone will leave you alone. So we are not the first persons to live in a time which has many difficulties. But this is very important. Uddhavji is saying, Swasanta Rupe Shiturai Swarupai. Oh my Lord, one form you have, those are your devotees who are very peaceful. And the other form, the demons who are making problems in the world, this is also your form. This is also a form of Bhagavan. So don't become lost in duality. Understand? What is this world? Arjuna realized it in chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita. In chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna saw Virat Rup, the universal form. Before he saw this, Arjuna was worried. He was thinking, now I am on a battlefield and all my brothers are on this side and all my half-brothers on that side. And now there's going to be big war, very big war. And Arjuna was worried. So now so many people are worried that World War III is coming. So we have to understand Bhagavad Gita. Don't worry about these things. Because in chapter 11, Arjuna saw and he realized, oh Krishna, I was in avidya, I was in ignorance. I never recognized Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Everything on all sides is you. You yourself, in the form of Paramatma, entered into the material energy and made all the forms of all the warriors on both sides. It is only you. So don't go into illusion. of worldly life. See, Krishna is everywhere. This world is his Virat Roop. But we forget this. Bayam dvitya abhinivesha tasyat. And so because we have dvitya abhinivesh, absorption, in thinking something exists other than Krishna, then bayam, fear comes. So there's only one answer to this. Bhaktyayakayesham Guru Devatatma. You say, oh Gurudev, I don't belong to myself. You are myself, you are my Atma. You are my Deva, you are one form of Supreme Lord who came to save me. So everything I will do to serve you and only for your pleasure. And then, by serving Sri Guru and chanting the holy name under the guidance of pure Vaishnavas, then this Maya, this fear, this illusion will go away. So Swasanta Rupe Shitarai Swarupa, when the peaceful forms of the Supreme Lord, they are attacked and they are given disturbance by the violent forms of the Lord, then what happens? Krishna feels so much compassion for his suffering devotees. And therefore he appears, just like when wood rubs together, what happens? Fire comes. So, then the Supreme Lord, just as fire appears from wood, the Supreme Lord incarnates in this world. You know, when Krishna appears to perform his pastimes in Vrindavan, where does he come from? From Golok. From Golok Vrindavan. No. He was already there in Vrindavan. Krishna always lives in Vrindavan. Only he was aprakat. He was not visible. And then, that Krishna was already there in Vrindavan, then he becomes visible. So, just like in a piece of wood, the fire is there, but you don't see it. And then, when it is rubbed, then the fire appears. So in the same way, see, Krishna is always in Vrindavan. Today he is in Vrindavan also. Only he became unmanifest. And once in the day of Brahma, he becomes manifest. So here Uddhavji is saying, Paravaresho Mahadangsa Yukto. Oh, when Krishna comes into this world, he is Mahadangsa Yukta. That means united with all of his expansions, all of his incarnations. When Krishna appears in this world, then Vishnu, Narayan, Shinga, all, Ram, Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, they all enter into Sri Krishna. And he performs his Leela. So, it is said, Atayeva Vishnu Tatan Krishna Sharire, Vishnu Dwari Kare Krishna Asura Samhari. There are many pastimes that Krishna does, like killing demons. It looks as if Krishna is killing the demons, but Krishna does not come for that. Who's killing the demons? Vishnu. Vishnu, who is, it's his position, it's his duty to maintain the mode of goodness and to maintain Dharma in this world. Vishnu inside Krishna is killing the demons. So, just as Sri Krishna does not kill demons, it's the Vishnu inside him who is killing the demons, then one may ask, then why does Krishna come here? Nirjas korite ashvadan Raga marga bhakti loke korite pracharan Rasikara Shekha Krishna parama karun Eidui hetu hoite ichara udgham. Krishna comes to this world for one thing. Prema rasa nirjas korite ashvadan, to taste the essence of love. That's Krishna's business. Krishna has no business fighting with demons. His only occupation is relishing love and exchanging beautiful, loving feelings with his pure devotees of Braja. So, Prem Ras Nirjas Krite Ashwadan, and one other thing, Ragamaga Bhakti Loke Krite Pracharan. He wants to spread in this world Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti, that means devotion that follows in the mood of the residents of Braja. Because Krishna said, Sakali jogati more kore vidhi bhakti braja bhav paiti nahi shakti. All over the world, many people are serving me by following Vaidhi Bhakti. That means observing all the rules and regulations. It's necessary to follow all the rules and regulations, but this alone, Braja Bhava Paiti Nahi Shakti, is not enough to awaken in the heart the bhavs, the loving feelings of the resident of Vrindavan. It's not possible. And that's what Krishna wants from us. Because Aishwarya Ganeti Sab, Jagata Misrit, Aishwarya Shitila Prema Nahi Mora Preet. See, Krishna said, if a person knows that I am Bhagavan, I am God, then their love becomes slack. Why? Because God is Atmaram, He's self-satisfied. You may need so many things, but God does not need anything. He does not need food, doesn't need water, does not need massage. Because He's Atmaram, He's all-powerful. He's supplying everyone with everything. So as soon as that idea is there, that, oh Krishna, you are Bhagavan, then the love becomes slack. But if you have one newborn baby, then all day and night you're worried. Oh, is he warm? Is he cold? Is he breathing? Is he hungry? I have to feed. Day and night thinking. Why? Because that child is helpless. So Krishna said, when my devotees, they never see me as God, but they see me as Nandalal, Yashoda Dulal, the small son, very vulnerable and sweet and tender of Mother Yashoda. Then the devotees, they're always in anxiety. How to serve me, how to please me, how to take care of me. This bhakti, this is the bhakti that I want. Chirakala nahi kari prema bhakti dan, bhakti bina jagatera nahi avastan. Krishna said, actually, I have not given this kind of love for a very long time. But the truth of the matter is this, without such love, the whole universe is useless. No need for this universe. Useless, pointless. Krishna wants this love. So Sri Krishna said, Aishwarya Shitila Prem Nahi Mora Preet. If you serve me knowing that I am God, okay, it pleases me little bit, but it cannot control me. It does not captivate my heart. It does not fully satisfy me. How am I satisfied? I am satisfied by my Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda is worried. Oh, Lala, you're not eating enough. Eat some more. Mother Yashoda sees if I'm naughty, she takes a rope and binds me. My father, Bibharti, Keichid Agyaptaha, Pita Kunmad Paduka. Shukadeva Goswami said, when Nanda Maharaj is coming back from his work in the fields and in his assembly, Nanda Kerak, then Mother Yashoda said, oh, your papa's coming. Krishna, bring his shoes. And little Krishna is taking the wooden shoes of his father on his head and coming dancing to meet his father, giving and bowing down. Krishna is very happy to serve his papa. Krishna said, this is the love that I like. I want to be served in this way. Uvaha Krishna Bhagavan Sridamanam Parajitaha. I like the love of my friends, like Sridham. Sridham said, hey, Kanaya, what kind of big man are you? Your father has 900,000 cows and my father has 11 lakhs cows. So you are not more than me. We should fight. And Krishna is wrestling with Sridham. And Sridham can defeat him. And then Krishna has to carry Sridamanam Parajita. He has to carry Sridham on his shoulders so that Sridham can celebrate his victory. Krishna said, oh, this is the love that I want. Not only following rules and regulations, waving the deep and counting 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2, to the feet, 2 times to the... How many times to the face again? Let me check in the book. No. But how will such a love come? He wants to be loved like gopis of Vrindavan. How they can criticize him? How they can reject him? And then he comes begging to Radhika. Yasyanka ranjita sirasthavamana bhange kostenda sunu susumam adikamu paiti lakshara sasa chakada pariyo adaste nastoma yapyatitaram chabinapsatiha. Krishna is so beautiful. Shama Sundari is so beautiful, but he looks even more beautiful when he bows down at the feet of Radhika and takes her feet on his head, and he becomes decorated with a Laksharasa, the red footlac from her feet. When her footprint of red lac is on his head, then Krishna is Paramadbhut, more beautiful. So Priya Yadiman Kare Kare Vatsan Vedastuti Hoiti Hari Se Moraman. Lord Brahma and Shiva, they're offering so many prayers to me. But when my gopis, they criticize me. They say, hey, Lampat Chudamani, crushed jewel of devotees. Parastri Chor, you are a thief of other men's wives. Karalika Naptri Krida Koranga. Oh Krishna, you are just like a pet deer on the chain, and the Chandravali is taking you for a walk. Karalika Naptri, that's the name of Chandravali. Means the granddaughter of Karalika. When Krishna hears these names, then they are music to his ears. He forgets all about the prayers of the devatas from the Vedas. This is the love that Krishna wants. So Prema Rasa Nirjas Krite Ashwadan, he wants to taste this, and he wants that the kata of his beautiful Braj Lila will spread throughout the world. Why? Brajera Nimala Rag Shuni Bhaktagan Ragamaga Bojijena Chori Dharma Karma. Because when Harikatha is spreading everywhere of Krishna's Vrindavan Lila, then the devotees, they enter into Raga Marg, and they give up all dharma and they give up all karma, all worldly activities. Tattad bhavati madhurye sute diya rapekshate nata shastram na yuktim cha talob utpati lakshanam. The qualification to enter into Raga Marg is lobe, greed. Beloved associates of Vrindavan, from a pure Vaishnava, then at that time the heart becomes captivated by the sweetness, and the devotees engaging Hare Krishna, chanting and hankering intensely for the same type of service like the residents of Vrindavan. At that time, their intelligence, it no longer depends on yukti, any kind of logic. It does not depend on any kind of instructions or philosophy of the scripture. But rather the mind is spontaneously attracted to the sweetness. So Mahaprabhu came, Krishna came to taste Prema Rasa and to initiate the flow of Harikatha, so that persons would come into this line of Raganuga Bhakti. So we can understand, Evancha Yaichik Krishna Prakachakaran Asura Sanghara Anusanga Prayojan. This is the real reason why Krishna appears, and killing demons, that was anusanga, that means incidental. For example, let's say you're in the kitchen and you light the fire to cook. So it was cold in the kitchen and you lit the fire and the coldness went away. Actually your purpose was to cook. But incidentally, as a side effect of that, the coldness in the kitchen went away. So in the same way, Shri Krishna comes in this world to relish praying. And incidentally, because the other avatars enter into him, then the demons are killed. So in the same way, Ei Mata Chaitanya Krishna Purna Bhagavan Yuga Dharma Pravatana Nahi Tarakam. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad, he said that just as Sri Krishna comes to taste praying, and incidentally the demons get killed, so in the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes
to taste the moods of Srimati Radhika. And incidentally, the Yuga Dharma is spread everywhere. So the spreading of Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan, is not actually the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is done by Vishnu inside him. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he's come here to relish the bhav of Srimati Radhika and incidentally give a chance to everyone to enter into Raganuga Bhakti. So this is very important. For example, you know many pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, a great Pandit came to Navadvip, Keshav Kashmiri. He was a Digvijay. He had defeated so many Pandits all over India. And when he came to Navadvip, he heard there's a great scholar named Nimai Pandit. So I should also defeat him and take a Vijay Patra, a certificate of defeat from him. But what happened? When he came in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu said, you can speak first. And he composed 100 verses glorifying Ganges. Then Mahaprabhu, he just picked one verse and said, oh, there are so many faults in this verse, and began to explain all the faults in them. Then Keshav Kashmiri was astonished. How was it possible? I said all the verses, I composed them spontaneously and said it very quickly. How did he remember the verses? And how did he analyze it? How did he find my fault? And Keshav Kashmiri was speechless. So then afterwards, Keshav Kashmiri, he retired and he was very deflated because he'd been defeated. But mainly he was deflated because he was a worshipper of Saraswati. The goddess Saraswati was his Ishtadev Devi. And she had given him a benediction that no human being will be able to ever defeat you. So now he was very sad. How is it possible that the words of my Ishtadevi, Saraswati Devi, could be wrong? And he was crying and praying, oh Devi, how could your benediction go in vain? So then Saraswati appeared to him. I said, no. I said, you cannot be defeated by a human being. Nimai Pandit is not a human being. He is Mahaprabhu. He is my master, Mahaprabhu. So the name Mahaprabhu was given in the Prakat Leela here by Saraswati, actually. Before that, he was not known as Mahaprabhu. After that, Nimai Pandit was known as Mahaprabhu. So then, see, Keshav Kashmiri, he came back to Nimai Pandit and gave pranam to him. And said, oh, my goddess, my Devi Saraswati told me, you are Mahaprabhu, you are the Supreme Lord. And he was very happy to have darshan of the Supreme Lord. When he was trying to argue with Nimai, he could not say anything. Why? Because Saraswati was shy to show her learning in front of Mahaprabhu. So therefore she would not appear on his tongue and allow him to speak anything. Became speechless. So Mahaprabhu, he has defeated Keshav Kashmiri. Mahaprabhu, he married Lakshmi Priya. You know, his mother was very concerned. I don't want my Nimai taking sannyas like his brother. So I have to find for him a very, very beautiful wife, so he'll not leave home. So Sachimata arranged the marriage of Gauranga to Lakshmi Priya Devi. We know that once the Chankazi, he sent his men to smash the Mridangas and stop the Kirtan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called together all the people of Navadvip, and with a big Harinam Sankirtan, they went to the palace of the Chankazi and they smashed the walls of his house and they smashed his garden, and they're all outside with flaming torches. Chankazi was inside, he was hiding, he was afraid. So Nimai Pandit sent a messenger, please tell him to come. And he came there and he sat down with Nimai. And he said, oh, Nimai, I have a very close relationship with your grandfather, Nilambar Chakravarti. Very, very close relationship. He is like my brother. So I think that our relationship in this village is that you are like my nephew and I am like your uncle. Or do you mind if I call you Gaura Hari? So then they were discussing Shastra. And Keshav Kashmiri said, actually, I will not disturb the Sankirtan movement anymore. Because last night I had a dream. And in my dream, I saw the figure of a person. He had the head of a lion and the body of a human being. It was Lord Nrsimhadev. And he jumped on my chest and took his nails and he was about to tear me apart. And I was screaming, help, help. But then he said, I will not kill you this time. This time I only came to scare you. But if you disturb the Sankirtan movement again, then next time I'll finish you. And then Lord Nrsimhadev disappeared. And when when the Chankazi woke up, then he looked at his chest and his shirt was torn and there were marks of nails on his chest. So then he realized, oh, this Nimai Pandit is no ordinary person. And this is why he said, oh, do you mind if I call you Gaura Hari? That means, Hari means lion. I know who you are. You are the Supreme Lord and you came to me as Lord Nrsimhadev. And Mahaprabhu very mercifully gave praying to the Chankazi. Chankazi said, oh, our relationship is like I am your uncle and you are my nephew. Is it true? Yes. Because Chankazi is the incarnation of Kamsa Maharaj. And Kamsa Maharaj was the brother of Devaki. So in this way, Krishna's uncle from the previous pastimes in Mathura had come as the Chankazi. But just compare the mercy of Krishna and the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Did Krishna give praying to Kamsa Maharaj? No. He grabbed him by the hair. Because Krishna said, Yayatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyam. I reciprocate with everyone. So on the day my mother Devaki was married, and the voice in the sky said, Asyaste astamo ghabo bahasei abuddha. Hanto yam bahasei abuddha. You fool Kamsa. The 8th child of the person whose chariot you are driving will kill you. Kamsa became furious and he grabbed Devaki by the hair. Remember? So because of this, Krishna said, Yayatamam prapadyante, I reciprocate with everyone. So he came and grabbed Kamsa by the hair. And he threw him from his high dais platform into the arena. And just from the force of hitting the ground, Kamsa was dead. But now, that same Kamsa is coming Gaura Lila. And Mahaprabhu has very mercifully, did not kill him, but he gave him Krishna prema. So Mahaprabhu is more merciful. Jaga and Madai, they were born in a high-class Brahmin family as Jagat Nanda and Madhavananda Bandopadhyay. High-class Brahmins. But by bad association, they fell down and were taking intoxication, beating people, stealing from people, setting their houses on fire, associating with prostitutes. They were very, very wretched. But Nityananda Prabhu first gave mercy to them. And following the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu also gave praying to Jagai and Madai. So we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. But actually, all of these pastimes, they are not the full manifestation of His mercy. In fact, they are not really the mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because all of these pastimes are done by Vishnu inside Him. Or His opulent feature of Gaur Narayan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a golden Narayan feature that is called Gaur Narayan. So it was the Gaur Narayan, his Vaikuntha aspect, who defeated Keshav Kashmiri, who married Lakshmi Priya, who is the wife of Narayan, Lakshmi Devi, who delivered the Chankazi, who delivered Jaga and Madai. Not actually the original Swayambhuva form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, original form, he does not do these things. His avatars within him do this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's original form does what? Anarpita charim chirat karunayavakti nahakalo samarpaitum unnata ujjwala rasam swabhakti sriyam hari purata sundar juti kadamba sandipita sadhariya kandare spratuva sachayandana. He gives the anarpita chari praying, that love which was never given before in this day of Lord Brahma even. Though the Vedas personified Srutichari, they became gopis. The sages of Dandakaranya, the Rishichari, they also became gopis. But they did not attain the type of gopi praying, that is Manjari Bhav, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. So why Mahaprabhu appeared was revealed by Swarup Damodar Goswami. He said, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kittishovane Eva Swadyo Yenad Bhutan Madhurima Kittishova Madhya Saukyam Chasyam Madanubhavata Kittisham Veti Lobhat Tad Bhavadya Samajani Sachigarbha Sindau Harinduhu. When Krishna was performing his beautiful Leela at the time of Dwarpa Yuga, Astavingsa Chatayuga Dwapara Shesh. At the end of the Dwarpa Yuga, in the 28th millennium, in the time of the 7th Manu, Vaivasvata Manu, Sri Krishna appeared and performed his beautiful pastimes in Vrindavan. He was relishing prema rasa, but there were some desires that were not fulfilled by Krishna in Krishna Lila. What was that? Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. How deep is the love of Radhika? How deep is the love of Radhika? Sadyoned Yenad Bhutama Durima. And how beautiful am I? The way that Radhika sees me through her praying, because the beauty of a person depends on how much you love them. Actually, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If there's a small child and he's cross-eyed, but his mother calls him Padmalochan, or lotus eyes, and sees very beautiful. Why? Because of love. So depending on how much love a person has, that's how much beauty they can see in the object of their love. So, Kamsa Maharaj, he saw Krishna, but he didn't think he was beautiful. He thought he was like Yamaraj, death personified. But the coward boys of Braja, they see Krishna, he's very beautiful. Mother Yashoda sees, he's more beautiful. The gopis of Vrindavan see him as more beautiful. Chandravali sees him more beautiful. And Shrimati Radhika sees the most beauty of all. Ei prema dwari nitya Radhika aikale. Amara madhuryam rita ashwade sakali. Krishna said, I know that only Radhika, through her love, she tastes all of my madhurya amrita, the nectar of my sweetness. I cannot taste it. How beautiful am I want to discover. And then third desire. What is the happiness that Radharani feels when she relishes my sweetness through the glory of her love? So these three desires of Krishna, they were not fulfilled in Krishna Lila. And he was very, very eager. Veti lobhat means out of greed. It was out of greed. Sachigarbha Sindau Harindu. He has appeared from the womb of Sachimata in Navadvip Dham out of greed for this. Not to save the universe, not to kill the demons, not to deliver Keshav Kashmiri or Jagai and Madai or the Chankazi or anything. He's appearing like the moon appears from the ocean, filled with intense lobha, greed, to discover all of these glories of Radhika's praying. Krishna, he tried to fulfill this greed in Vrindavan. He tried. Perhaps you know that during the Rasalila, Krishna was dancing with Braja Gopis. But then tasam tatso bhagamadam vikshamanam chakeshava prasamana pasadaya tatraiva antadiyata. The Braj Gopis, they became intoxicated with their great fortune, thinking Krishna is only dancing with me. And Radhika became Inman. So to take away the pride of the other gopis, Sri Krishna disappeared with Radhika. But then after some time, he also disappeared from Radhika herself. And Krishna was hiding and watching. What are the gopis doing? So at that time, gopis became mad with prema, wandering here and there, searching, looking for his footprints. Sometimes thinking, Krishnoham, I am Krishna, and imitating his pastimes. Finally, they all came on the bank of the Jamuna, and together they were singing. Jayoti Teyodika Chamana Braja Sayoto Indira Shashvadatahi Dayata Drisyatam Dikshutavakas Tvaidata Shavas Tvayachinvate. And Krishna was watching and tasting their love. Until finally, Radhika said, Yatesu jata charnam buruham stanesu. Oh, I cannot live for one moment without you. But according to my astrological chart, I have so many years of my life left. So now if I cannot serve you, there's no need to live. So I will give up my life. And what is left of my lifespan, I am donating this to you, Krishna. May you live long and happy in Vrindavan. When Radhika said this, Krishna could not hide anymore. And he came running out from his hiding place. With his pitamba holding around his neck. Like this. What does this mean?
Humility.
Galavastra Kritanjali. Why do Vaishnavas always wear this?
Humility.
To hold the Galavastra means, oh, I am a great offender. Please forgive me. I have made a mistake. I have done wrong. So Krishna came back in a very humble mood like this. Bhishmadev has said, when Bhishmadev was about to leave this world, Krishna came to see him. So Bhishmadev, though he's not in the mood of the residents of Braja, he knows, if I want to please Krishna, I have to glorify them. So he said, Lalita Gati Vilasa Falgo Hasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpaturi Manda Kritavatyam Unmadanda Prakritima Gankila Yasha Gopavadwaha. Hey Krishna, you give so much respect to the gopis. You worship the gopis. How? Lalita Gati Vilasa Falgo Hasa. The way that Krishna walks in Vrindavan, he does not walk in the same style in Mathura and Dwarka. In Vrindavan, he walks like an intoxicated elephant. He's trying to attract Braj gopis. He worships them by the way he walks. He worships them by the way he smiles. He worships them by the way he glances. Bhishmadev was saying this. Everything that you do, you're singing, you're dancing, you're flute playing, this is all your puja of Radhika and Braj gopis, actually. I know. And at the time, when you disappeared from the Rasalila, I know Braj gopis became maddened in praying. And they were imitating you. And they became blinded with love. Then at that time, Prakritim Agan Kilayasya Gopavadvaha. The meaning is that when Sri Krishna saw the loving separation of Braj gopis from his hiding place within a kunj, he was amazed. He never saw anything like their praying in his whole life. His hiding was successful. He was hiding because he wanted to see how deep is their love. How deep is the love of Radhika? And when he saw it, then it changed Krishna's life forever. He was never the same after that moment. So Prakritamagan Kilayasya Gopavadya means Krishna's Prakriti, his nature changed. Before that moment, Krishna was a Siddha. He was perfect. But after he saw the love of Radhika and Braj gopis in separation, he became Susiddha. Perfecter. There's no word in English. He became perfecter. More perfect. Most perfect. So in Krishna Lila, he tried to see how deep is the love of Radhika, but he could not find the bottom. Srila Gurudev gave an example, just like a person was in a boat. They thought, how deep is the river here? So then the person took a stick and he put the stick to feel, but he could not touch the bottom. So then he leaned over a little bit further to see, well, maybe if I lean a bit more, I'll touch the bottom. And he was so curious to find out how deep it is, he leaned over too far and he fell out of the boat into the water. So Krishna is like that. In Krishna Lila, he was trying to find out how deep is this love of Radhika. And he became so absorbed in it that he fell out of Krishna Lila and he became drowning in praying in Gaura Lila. This is Gaura Lila Amrita, the nectar of Gaura Lila. It is Krishna in a voyage of discovery. How deep is Radharani's love? This is why he's doing Sankirtan. This is why he's crying in the Gambhira. Once, Krishna tried again to see how deep is Radharani's love. Radharani was staying at her mother-in-law's house in Yavat. And Sri Krishna disguised himself as a demigoddess, a Devi, and came in the courtyard of Radhika and began to roll on the ground crying, "Alas, alas!" Radharani said to her Sakhis, "Who is this beautiful young girl? Tell her to come here, she's upset. We'll make her happy." So then the demigoddess was brought to Radhika. She said, "Who are you?" "Oh, I am a Devi, a demigoddess, and I was flying in the sky one day and I heard one person playing a flute and I saw all gopis came to meet with him, but then that very cruel and mean and dishonest person just disappeared and everyone's hearts were broken. I could not tolerate it. Why do you love this person? It is not that he left you that broke my heart. What is breaking my heart? That you are so pure and full of love and you have fallen in love with a rascal. Why do you love this person who's so cruel?" Radhika said, "It is not like that. Kastang kadasus kasadu mudakamaiva mitraya mitram api yastri tadditaisi tivranjane yadapi morcha te sojistim atyatyati juti malin kurute janastam." Radharani is not like that. It's like this. You understand? If there are two Sakhis, two friends, female friends, they sit down because they're going to go out. So they have to decorate themselves with very beautiful cosmetics and ornaments. So then one Sakhi, she will put the kajal on the eyes of her friend. But putting on this kajal, actually it stings. It feels painful. But still, the friend is putting on and giving pain to her friend. But this doesn't mean she's the enemy. She's thinking, okay, now I'm giving pain to your eyes, but in the next moment, a few moments later, your eyes will be so shining and beautiful and you'll be very happy. So in the same way, Radhika said, even though Krishna, it seems like he gives pain to me, but I know, really he's my best friend, and whatever difficulty he gives to me, then this is only because he wants to make me more happy just a little bit afterwards. Aslisya padvaratam pinastumam adarshanam mamahatam karotuva yatatitava vidadatu lampato matprananatastu saiva napara. Mahaprabhu, Krishna now realized the loving Gaura Lila and he said, "Oh Krishna, you can embrace me and make me feel like the most fortunate gopi in the whole universe. Or you can break my heart by not being present before me. As you like, you can do. But mat prananatastu saiva napara. You are my prananath. You are my life and soul. Nobody else. Only you." That means Radhika is saying, my love is such that I never judge. I never judge what you do. Is it good or is it bad? Because prem, real love, it has no terms and conditions. No prenuptials. No clauses in the contract. Love is in all situations, without seeing good or bad. See, Radhika thinks that, oh Krishna, whatever you do, I am not judging whether it's good or bad. I accept it. Why? Because it was done by you. This is enough. Understand? This is pure prem. So see, Krishna, he came in the form of a demigoddess. And he was teasing Radhika, saying, "Oh, this Krishna is so terrible." Only to make her open her heart. Prem Samput, the treasure of her heart. So Krishna can learn what is the love of Radhika like. But still, even then, his stick did not reach the bottom. He still could not find how deep is his love. And therefore, out of curiosity, he fell into remembrance thoughts of Radhika. And then, Sachikarba Sindau Harindu, he appeared driven by greed in Navadvip Dham as Sachinandan Gohari. Second desire. First, what is the first? To know the glory, how deep is Radhika's love. Second desire, how sweet am I? Krishna didn't know. Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Pad, he said, Krishne Ramaduri Krishne Upajoy Lobh Samyak Swadite Nahi Rahimanik Shobh. Krishna's sweetness is so amazing that it even awakens greed in Krishna himself. But because he cannot taste it fully, so then Krishna becomes depressed. Why can I taste my sweetness fully? Because I don't have such love like Radhika. So, Krishna, during his Leela, he had many opportunities, times, where he saw something of his own sweetness and became astonished. Perhaps you know that when Krishna left Vrindavan, he went to Mathura. And then from Mathura, he went to Dwarka. In the meantime, Radhika was wandering in the forest of Kelanvan. Have you ever been to Kelanvan? No? Why not? Then you must come on Brajmandal Parikrama. I'm inviting everyone, please come on Brajmandal Parikrama. Kelanvan is in the north of Brajmandal. Radhika was wandering in that forest and she came on the bank of Jamuna, and in the madness of separation she saw Krishna playing in the water. And she was very excited and she rushed and she disappeared underneath the waves of Jamuna and was never seen again. Everyone thought, Radhika has committed suicide. She has given up her life due to separation from Sri Krishna. And the grandmother of Radhika, Mukara Devi, she was so sad, she went to that same place to give up her life. And just as Mukara was about to enter into the water, then there was Akashvani, a voice in the sky, coming from Suryalok, the sun planet. And that voice said, Shrimati Radhika has arrived in Suryalok. Why? Because Jamuna Devi is Suryaputri, the daughter of the sun god. So Jamuna Devi had carried Radharani to Suryalok. And then this news, it spread everywhere. In the meantime, Sri Krishna was in Dwarka. And Krishna was heartbroken. He has no happiness at all. In Dwarka at night, he cannot even sleep. He's just tossing and turning. And if he falls asleep, then he's just calling, oh, Shamali, Davali, Pishangi, calling the names of his cows. Oh, Subal Sridham, Vasan Kokil Bringa, calling the names of his sakas. And especially, hey Radhe, Braja Devi, Ke Chalalite. Oh Lalita, oh Radhika, oh Vishaka. He's crying, oh, he's feeling separation. So Purnamasi Devi, she thought, what can I do to soothe the pain of Krishna's heart? His heart is very soft, but now it's broken. So then Purnamasi Devi, she prayed to Bharat Muni. Do you know Bharat Muni? He wrote the Natya Shastra, the scripture that explains all music, dancing and theatre, drama performance. The science of drama performance. So Purnamasi prayed, oh Bharat Muni, please bless me to write a beautiful drama. So then Purnamasi Devi, she wrote a drama of Krishna's Vrindavan Leela. And then Narad Muni took the script. Oh, this is very good. He took the script and he gave it to one Gandharva, the leader of the Gandharvas, Tamburu. And Tamburu took the script and he went to Gandharva Lok and he distributed the scripts to his friends, the other Gandharvas, and they began to rehearse the drama. And when they practiced it and it was perfect, they rehearsed it very nicely, then they came and they visited Dwarka. So then, when they're in Dwarka, Krishna and Madhu Mangal, they went to the theatre. Madhu Mangal told him, oh, Purnamasi has written this drama, we should go, it will help you feel better. So then Madhu Mangal and Krishna, they sat down in the royal box of the theatre. You know, if there's a theatre, it's a special place where the king sits, the prince. So Krishna sat there with Madhu Mangal, and Madhu Mangal was looking around. Okay, when will the drama start? But Krishna, he could not think of anything. He just, oh, girl with beautiful eyes like Chakora bird. Just as the Chakora bird looks longingly towards the moon. Radhika used to look at me like that. Oh, girl whose lips are reddish like a bimba fruit. Where are you? Oh, girl whose eyes are like Kanjan, Pakshi. That means wagtail birds. Flitting here and there, very restless because of the century baths. Many waves of love in the heart make the eyes become restless. That's why the sages in Shantarasa, like Nirnimesh darshan, not blinking and looking straight ahead. But Radhika has many waves of love, so her eyes are restless, glancing here and there. Kataksh. Oh Queen, that girl who was carnated in Abhishek ceremony as Vrindavaneshwari. Oh, where are you? Why is fate so cruel that Vidata, fate has separated us, Providence has separated us? When Madhu Mangal heard Krishna speaking to Radhika, he looked around him and he was looking, where's Radhika? I cannot see her from here. He was looking over there. Krishna said, oh my friend, now I am tortured by hope because I heard the news that Mukara heard a voice in the sky saying, Radhika arrived in the celestial world, in heaven, in the Surya Lok. And now I have some hope that one day I can meet her again. And that hope has sprouted in my heart. And just like a sharp grass, it's piercing my heart and giving me pain. And as Krishna was feeling the pain of separation from Radhika, then he began to have a flashback. You know, if someone is traumatized, they start to have a flashback of their traumatic experience, maybe in a war or something like that. So Krishna, though he was in the theatre, he began to experience, I was on the chariot with Akrura. Akrura took the reins of the chariot. And then we're about to go. At that time, Radhika tried to climb up onto the chariot to stop me from leaving. But her Sakhis grabbed her and pulled her down. And she cried loudly and looked at me with tears in her eyes. And I was so cruel that I just turned my face away. And then Akrura left. Why didn't I bring her with me? Why didn't I bring Radhika with me on the chariot? Krishna was lamenting like this. Just then Uddhava arrived and said, my lord, the Gandharvas are ready for the performance. Krishna said, yes, let it begin. So then the curtains opened and one Gandharva came onto the stage with a beautiful peacock feather in his hair, holding a flute with a pitambar, with ankle bells. He was exactly dressed like Krishna and looking just like Krishna. He came onto the stage and said, oh, springtime has arrived, along with her best friend, the Malaya Samir, the fresh breeze coming from the Malaya mountains in the south. Oh, the forest of Vrindavan is smiling and laughing in the form of the birds singing in the trees. It's so beautiful here. If only my Radhika were here with me now, then I would sink in high waves in the ocean of loving pastimes. When Madhu Mangal saw this Gandharva dressed as Krishna on the stage, then he was amazed. He said, look! The Gandharvas have created exact double of my Saka, Krishna. Then see Krishna, he said, what am I seeing? When I look at this person, he has so much sweetness that my head is spinning. And in my heart, I have such a feeling that I want to have a Gopi Swarup and embrace him. This is Krishna. In Krishna Lila, he saw his own beauty. And the feeling came, I want to have a Gopi Swarup so that I can embrace him. Krishna became completely confused. He thought, am I, Krishna, watching an actor in a drama on the stage, or am I the actor on the stage performing for some prince in Dwarka? His mind became so, in Udgirna, his mind was spinning, he became confused. But we see in Krishna Lila how the desire to relish his own sweetness and have a Gopi Swarup came in his heart. Another time, later there in Dwarka, Radhika finally came there and met with Krishna in a beautiful park, which was a replica of Vrindavan, called Nava Vrindavan, that had been made by Vishwakarma. So Radha and Krishna met in a beautiful kunj there. Then see Krishna said to Radhika, oh my Pran Priyatam, wait, just wait there, because beautiful jasmine flowers are blossoming now. And I will go and make you a crown of flowers. Because when I left Vrindavan, I went to Mathura, then I went to Gurukul of Sandipani Muni. And I studied there 64 arts. And one of the 64 arts was how to make a crown out of flowers. So now I'll make you such a crown of flowers like you have never seen before in your life. Just wait there, Radhika. And Krishna went out of the kunj and he began to pick flowers. While he was picking the flowers, he saw there was a beautiful like replica of Govardhan made of jewels. And he looked and he saw his own reflection in the jewels. And now he looks so sweet. Why? Because he's absorbed in Radha Seva. Krishna looks most beautiful when he's absorbed in Radha Seva. So very lovingly he was picking the flowers for her service, and he saw himself and became stunned. Aparikalita lila kaschamatkar-kari spurati mama gadiyan esha madurapura ayamahamapi hanta prakshayam lubdya-cheta sarabasamupabhoktam kamairadikeva. Krishna said, who is that person? If you see your reflection, you recognize, right? You say, oh, yes, this is me. But Krishna's beauty was so much, even though Krishna is omniscient, but he forgot everything. He said, who is this person? He is more beautiful than me. There is overflowing sweetness coming from him. When I see this person, I become seized with an impetuous desire to embrace him, just like Radharani does. So here again we see how in Krishna Lila, Krishna saw his beauty and wanted to taste it, but not possible because he has his Krishna Swarup. And this is why the greed in Krishna Lila was growing, and being seized by that greed. Vaitilobat Sati Garbha Sindho Harindu, Krishna appeared from the womb of Sachimata to perform his Gauranga Lila, to fulfill these desires. Our Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur also, he's given another example. So I'll give one more example. Neelendivara Kanti Brinda Lahari Chauram Kishora Dvayam Twaye Tat Tvaye tat kuchayocha kastikimidam mohena me mohanam. Tvam atma sakim kuru duitaroniyo na dridam slisyati swatschayam abibikshamuyati haro radha smitam patu naha. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, he's saying, one day, Radha and Krishna, they met together in a beautiful kunj on the bank of Jamuna in Vrindavan. And they were playing together. At that time, Sri Krishna looked and he saw his own reflection on the body of Radhika. In fact, he was reflected on the chest of Radhika, so he saw his own reflection twice. Krishna saw two reflections. And seeing his own beauty, he became completely bewildered and said to Radhika, Neelandiva Rakanti Vrinda Lahari Chauram Kishora Dvayam. Oh, who are these two boys? They have complexion like sapphires, very charming, dark bluish complexion. Who are these two boys? When I see them, I become bewildered. They are stealing my mind and I've become completely intoxicated. Oh Radhika, Tvammam Atma Sakim Kuru. Please make me your Saki. And then the two of us can meet with these two boys and embrace them very lovingly. When Radhika saw this, seeing Krishna being completely overwhelmed, seeing his own reflection two times and wanting to have a female form, then Radhika, she just smiled. So Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says, Radha smitam patuna. May the smile of Radhika protect you. May the smile of Radhika protect you. What does that mean? So we have to come back to the first verse I said. Kala Kali Balini Indriya Vairi Varga. In this age of Kali, there are many difficulties, many problems, many thorns on the path of bhakti. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what will I do? Oh Gauranga, please give me your mercy. So Radha Smitam Patuna means when Krishna said, Oh Radhika, make me your Saki so that I can embrace this beautiful boy. Then Radhika smiled. Her smile was affirmative. Tatastu, so be it. By this smile of Radhika, Radhika blessed Krishna. Yes, you will experience what it is like to become the beloved of that Shyama Sundar. And by that blessing of Radhika, because Krishna said, you make me your Saki. So by that blessing of Radhika, then Sri Krishna appeared as Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Radhika appeared as Gadadhar Pandit. And the two of them, they served Krishna together, Toti Gopinath, and also of course Harinath, the holy name is the Swarup of Sri Krishna. So in this way, we see many times in Krishna Lila, the greed was growing and growing. And finally, Sachigarbha Sindho Harindu. He appeared from the womb of Sachimata, Prema Rasa Nirjas Krite Ashwadan, to relish the essence of prema. Prema Purashottamati Sachinandan Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Varasani Wali ki jai. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So Krishna Lila is actually the glories of Radhika's praying. And Gaura Lila is the glories of Radhika's praying. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. Gaura Premanande Hari. So please join us again tomorrow. We want to discuss how Gaura Lila has three features. It is Bhajan Lila, Parishishta Lila, and Udbodak Lila. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, how is Gaura Lila, Parishishta Lila, Bhajan Lila, and Udbodak Lila? This subject we'll discuss tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So, do you have Arti now, or just Kirtan? Kirtan. Just Kirtan to him. Achha. Okay. गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा
हरि
गोविंद
जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद
जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय
राधिका अम्बुजनयना राधिका अम्बुजनयना राधिका अम्बुजनयना राधिका Gopi Paranatan Matoman Mata Gopi Paranatan Gopi Paranatan Matoman Gopi Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Govind Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai
Govind Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai
Govind Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai
Govind Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Raj Kumari Ji ki Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Sri
Radhe
Jai Jai Sri
Radhe
Gaur Sri Ram Premanande Hari Hari
Shri Prem Praja Prabhu Ji ki jai Shri Gurudev ki jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai Go Premanande
Jai Sisi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Gagadari Sisi Radhavinath Ki Jai Nityal Prashna Om Vishware Sisma Rupananga Jai Vaishnava Bhaktanathanang